Tinubu's inauguration, military IG warned troublemakers as court hears anti-handover case. The military and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, read the Riot Act to individuals and groups opposed to the inauguration of the President-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on May 29. Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, re-echoed the military warning to dissident groups that any threats to the transition program and by extension to democracy in the country would be crushed. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, had earlier threatened to crack down on potential threats to national security and warned troublemakers not to test the will of the military. The truth is that anyone in his or her right sense won't want to cause any chaos on the inauguration day. So it's better if you have any grievance. That's why we have the courts. You can go to court, tender your petition, and let the rule of law have its course. So anyone who tries to disrupt that day would see the other side of the law. Gusau, while responding to inquiries on the threats to the inauguration, explained that the military stood by the warning it earlier issued to groups calling for an interim government. I think it's really talking about Labour Party and PDP calling for an interim government and some groups who are not satisfied with the inauguration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But as we said earlier, you have any grievance, take it to court. But definitely, the inauguration on the 29th of May will surely come to pass. Asked if the military was ready to neutralize threats to the inauguration ceremony, he simply answered yes, adding that the preparation for the event was ongoing. We are already doing our rehearsals for the March Past Parade, he noted. And we need to be careful in Nigeria because this is no longer a police case, it is now a military case, and anything that is like a threat to national security will not be taken lightly. Last week, the federal government ordered all personal aircrafts on Abuja Airport to be moved away to further notice because they want to beef up security. So anyone with his or right sense won't want to cause any trouble on that day. Addressing journalists at the press briefing at the force headquarters, Louis Edet's house, Abuja, the Inspector General said the police and other security agencies are ready to deal with aggrieved political actors and their supporters plotting to scuttle the swearing-in program. The defense headquarters and the police handed down the warning on Monday as a federal high court sitting in Abuja fixed Thursday for hearing of a suit seeking to stop the inauguration of the former Lagos State Governor, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Justice Nyang Ekwo on Monday asked the 5 applicants who sued on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory residents and voters to convince the court of their local standard jurisdiction and whether there is a similar matter before the Presidential Elections Court. But speaking against the background of the clamor by some people for an interim government and alleged incitement statements that Tinubu should not be sworn in as the president, the Inspector General cautioned those involved in any plot to destabilize the presidential inauguration to desist as the security agencies were determined to protect democracy in the country. He also stated the Nigeria police hereby sternly warns all political actors with subversion agenda and their collaborators, particularly their foot soldiers, who they are exposing to political radicalization and extremism, to henceforth jettison their ongoing premeditated attempts to create tension within the national space with intention of derailing the May 29, 2023 presidential inauguration ceremony. You can see that this is a very stern warning from the military. So I believe the wise Nigerian, the wise person, won't want to cause any trouble on that day. Because if the person is caught, the individual can be forgotten in court. Not only in court, can be forgotten in jail and can be put far away, even for a very, very long time. Any such persons, regardless of their political affiliations, who continuously engage in acts that are inimical to our nation's democratic and security interests, should not be in doubt of the firm determination of the Nigerian police under my watch to closely collaborate with the law enforcement family and intelligence community to defend our democracy, keep the internal security order stable, and optimally deploy our common unique assets towards guaranteeing the successful conduct of the presidential inauguration ceremony. The police chief admonished the citizens to be mindful of the antics of political elements who may want to manipulate their political passion to advance parochial, undemocratic, and unconstitutional objectives. They should resist such, go about their lawful businesses, and prepare to be part of the advancement of our democratic journey as patriotic citizens by freely participating in the inauguration ceremonies, assured that the Nigerian police have acquired adequate assets to guarantee their protection, he admonished. Baba further encouraged Nigerians to promptly report for appropriate law enforcement response to any attempts by the misguided political elements to infiltrate their ranks and engender political tension in the country. Meanwhile, Justice Ekwo has adjourned till May 18 to enable the plaintiffs in the suit seeking to stop Tinubu's inauguration as president to respond to the issues of locus and jurisdiction. In the suit, the plaintiffs averred that Tinubu failed to secure at least 25% of votes cast in the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). The plaintiffs, Anyegbunam, Bubaka Okoye, David Andover, Adza, Jeffrey Oebe Uche, Osang Paul, and Chibuke Nwachukwu, representing themselves and other residents and registered voters in the FCT, are seeking an order of court restraining the Chief Justice of Nigeria and any judicial officers and or any authority or persons from swearing in any candidate in the February 25 presidential election as president or vice president. The applicants are equally seeking the determination of Section 134 of the Constitution in regard to any candidate in the February 25 presidential election who did not fulfill the requirements of the 25% of the votes in the FCT.